Alright guys, so you have seen us catch a ton of Florida lobster, but here we go. As per requested, Maine lobster. This is our first time doing this. Jeff invited Victor and I out to get on the boat and catch some Maine lobsters. And we got Jeff, Chad, and Renee. And it's basically a 3-person operation. They're hauling in the lines, hauling in the traps. Renee's on bait duty basically. Chad's putting on these bands on the lobsters. And we're getting a lot of lobsters. There's a lot of females with eggs this time of year, so we have to let go of a lot of the female lobsters with eggs, but pretty awesome. And I'm mostly excited to eat these later. It's kind of sad to say since I'm from Florida, but I like these better than Florida lobsters. Lobster traps in the Cape Cod Bay, and this is probably the first video of mine that you'll see, but Victor and I are up here in the Northeast for probably around 2 weeks doing a bunch of different things. We fished the last 2 days for tuna, but we were on a commercial boat and we caught 2 short bluefin tunas.
Yeah, they were underneath 73 inches, where if you want to keep a commercial size fish, it's got to be over 73 inches.
And they were around like 60 inches, so we had to let those go. So we don't have a bluefin to show you to do a catch and cook, but that was still epic.
But we're not complaining because we're eating lobster for dinner, so life is good. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's a perfect day. The last 2 days, it was actually very rough, and today is glass out here. Perfect, not a cloud in the sky. It's a little chilly, but it's nice. That's why we're all bundled up.
Eggs on that one. Eggerville.
Load of eggs.
Load of eggs. Which is the time of year?
Breeding season.
So they get a lot of eggs this time of year. So they hold the eggs inside of them for 9 months, and then they hold them under the tail for 9 months. So it's pretty much an 18-month process for them. Female has a V-notch in it, so this lobster can never be kept.
So another commercial fisherman put that notch in there, right?
Commercial fishermen, recreational fishermen. So that lobster can never be kept again. It's fine, just so we can rebreed and keep the fishery going. Yeah, it's another V-notch. It had eggs in the past, has eggs again. When they get new shells, they molt, but the V-notch stays. And obviously it has eggs again, so it worked.
So is that a law thing or just what?
You're supposed to V-notch every egger. That comes over. The recreational people do a lot of it, which helps us out. We're not keeping this one,
We're banding it so that I can hold it without getting pinched.
When we throw it back, we'll take the bands off.
This is a giant female, and look at all the eggs it's got. Thousands and thousands of eggs. And even if this thing didn't have eggs, this would be too big to keep, right? It's too big to keep anyways. There is a size limit. There's a minimum size limit as well as a maximum size limit. So this thing would have been way too big even if it was a male. But that thing is giant.
How big you think, bro?
I don't know. Probably a good 6 pounds. We're gonna cut the bands off and let it go, but just so it wouldn't pinch you, because they can, look at those pinchers. They would get you.
Pull them back.
It's called the kitchen. They eat, and they walk into the parlor, which is the back side. They go into this way. And some people say they can't come out. So they can. So that's why we haul every couple days to keep the bait rotating and keep the lobsters that haven't found their way out, if they find their way out.
Put in 2 salmon heads and put them down face first, so when you go to empty the bag, they slide out easier. Just one more thing to make it that much better. And you get about 2 or 3 good old handfuls of the fish skins. And then you just pack it down. You're good to go for the next trap. And you try to grab them by the arms like that so they're nice and tight together. And then you just band one. And you band them together. The bigger ones with the big claws, they usually get 2 bands because they're strong enough to open them, but after that you plop them in the water and you're done.
And this thing's full of water.
Filled with water,
So
yep.
they stay alive.
Yep.
This one's just starting to pop eggs and it has a little slight V-notch. Just starting to pop eggs. Yeah, that's a male. 2 top are hard. 2 top are soft.
So female, male.
Yep. So this one's already notched right there. Throw 'em back.
Got my tool. 1.
Oh, that was a good haul. There's 3 keepers already. About to be 4. 4 keepers.
So it have to be 3 1/4 inches. Here's your measuring device, similar to what we use with our spiny lobsters. And you're measuring from the eye socket, right?
Yep.
To the back of the head, right? Yep. Just like that. Kind of similar to how you measure our lobsters, except for we have a notch between the eyes, where you're measuring the notch like in their eye. Now they can't pinch them. Or pinch each other. Down the chute they go.
That one side is like that. It's got all those teeth on it. Those are the really sharp ones. And these are the big fat ones that they use to generally grab things.
You see that?
Yeah.
This one's like a lot sharper, where this has like more like teeth, like molars on it.
Crusher claw, pincher claw. That crushes bones, shells from other fish, snails, and that tears it apart.
There you go. Pressure, pincher.
You're an expert now, bro.
I was gonna say professional.
Nice.
Down the chute.
Oh, it's a ski. Like a stingray.
It's so cute. Look at its little mouth.
Is he normally curled up like that?
Yeah, that's what happens with it.
Wow,
Some of
it's
the
like
defense
spiny.
See, if you hold him like that, Brooke, it looks like a horseshoe crab or something, but it's a stingray.
Weird.
Big.
Too big?
Isn't that crazy? Ours just have a minimum size limit and they are throwing these giants back.
But in the ocean side, you can keep some of the bigger ones, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's a big one.
So that's a female with, I don't know, a whole bunch of eggs. A million eggs, I have no idea. But it's been notched, it's been re-notched, it's oversized. If you actually look closely, it probably just recently lost a claw, and it's regrowing its other claw right now.
So in the bay here, they don't have as many big lobsters, so they have to let go of the bigger size lobsters. On the ocean side, they can keep some of the bigger ones. I don't know exactly the size limit there or whatever, but here they have to let go of the bigger ones. So basically, we're just driving around. Jeff is gaffing his buoys, pulling up the traps. We're switching out the old bait, putting in new bait. We have salmon heads and whitefish skins, and then just checking the lobsters, making sure that they're of legal size limit. Putting on the bands. It's as simple as that. A very routine thing. And we'll probably check close to 100 traps today. Close to like 100 traps.
Even that little notch right there, we'll consider that a V-notch, which it probably was V-notch way back, the female. And that little notch right there, I can't even take this one, so. We'll throw it back.
Lost this claw at some point and now it's grown back. That's why it's so much smaller than the other one.
Jonah crab, rock crab.
Jonah crab, rock crab.
Looks like identical to our stone crab.
It looks like a stone crab, yeah.
Yeah.
You know they're big when they're hard to band. That crusher claw is ginormous.
I couldn't get I broke 2 of them trying to get it on, so I was like, well.
We just got some giants. We got like 3 giants in the same trap, and they're all legal size and their claws are massive. Like they haven't lost a claw in a long time. Look at the claw on this thing. Ginormous. And these giant ones were males.
Pretty epic. Pretty epic.
There you
Oh,
go.
he wants the box.
That's a lobster roll right there. He wants to grab my nose. Alright guys, welcome back to the kitchen. So Chad was on the boat with us today and he's actually a chef. So he's going to be whipping it up in the kitchen tonight and he's going to be making something for Victor's channel as well as my channel. One of my favorite recipes we ever did with Florida lobster was a Bang Bang Lobster. So Maine lobster is really good with as a lobster roll. So we're going to put a twist on it and kind of do a Bang Bang sauce for the roll. So we got sweet chili in here as well as mayonnaise and a little lime juice. Couldn't find any sriracha, so there's no bang to our Bang Bang sauce. So we kind of just have like a little sweet chili aioli sauce going on, and that's gonna go on our lobster, onto our lobster rolls. We're gonna do basically like little sliders as like an appetizer to Victor's dinner. So let's get to cooking. Anyone can steam a lobster and dip it in some butter, so we're spicing up your life a little bit. If you want to eat it just in butter, go for it. If you want to try something else, then try this.
Alright, so Chad is cleaning up the lobster right now. He's gonna separate it into 2 things. Chad is going to use the claw meat exclusively for the lobster rolls. Like them?
I don't know. Jeff's over here telling me that they're gonna taste like rubber. So.
I hope you guys are as excited about these lobster claws as we are. We are about to feast.
Look, you can even reuse these.
25 cents.
Yeah, right. Put those back on the boat.
Put those back.
Those will be the ones I didn't break.
Ricky, you don't want to eat rubber?
Hey, I mean, we're boiling them. I know rubber bands smell like rubber.
Oh, hey,
so.
you could actually use this for your
we got
engagement ring instead.
Yeah, when I go lobstering.
Yeah, which one's better?
Put that on. So tonight for the lobster rolls, we are using the claws, and Victor's going to be cooking the tails. So the claws are going to get boiled and then taken out of the shell, and then Chad's cooking the tails in Victor's video, sauteed, so no steaming or boiling on those, but we are cooking the claws, taking out the meat.
The claws going. Got a couple crabs in there. Try to turn them around here. Okay. Couple crabs for fun. For an appetizer, we'll pick the claws off later. Chill them down.
Alright, so as you guys have seen in a lot of my videos, I love cooking for my family. And one of the things was my dad was like so jealous that we caught all these lobsters and was thinking I was going to bring some home, but Maine lobster is very different than Florida lobster in the way that you can't freeze raw tails. I guess you can if you flash freeze them, but it's different. You would want to steam them first, take them out of the shell, and then freeze that raw meat, where Victor and I won't be home for a while, so there's no freezing it, cooking it, bringing it home. So sorry, Mom and Dad, you guys don't get fresh Maine lobster, but we could always go pick some up from a local grocery store because they're always live in the tanks. Wow.
All right, after about 12 minutes or so, we're just checking these. Looking pretty good. Usually when you have whole lobsters and they're boiling, usually when they come up and they float for a couple minutes, usually a good indication that they're done. Also that the full turn bright red, pigment changed. So,
Beautiful.
pull these out. We're gonna shock them in cold water, cool them down.
So they stop cooking?
And so they stop cooking, yep. And then also so we can handle it and take the meat out for the lobster rolls. So
I'm excited. They look beautiful.
excited.
A little bit better smell than whitefish skins.
Yeah, much better.
They may
much
eat
better.
some smelly stuff, but they taste good.
Much better smell than this morning.
It's crazy that something that is so like prized and expensive eats something that most people would think is disgusting.
Scavengers of the sea.
That's it. Scavengers of the sea.
I'm just breaking the knuckles off of the claws. Get it started. It's a lot easier that way.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Nothing better than 2-hour-old lobsters.
There you go. There's that beautiful claw meat.
Soft shell claw, very squishy. It's a new molt. When you crack it, it's a very sweet tasting meat. Hard shell, not as sweet, but the soft shells are very sweet. However,
Wow, it's almost empty.
the meat in it is a lot less, but the meat is a lot more tastier than what you would get in a hard shell. So it's a give and take there.
It's like opening a bag of potato chips and it's only half full.
Pretty much.
See, that one's nice and full.
Right.
That's what you want, nice and full.
Yep. They're all fresh. Like,
Awesome.
you can't beat boat to table on lobster.
Jeff took out all the claw meat out of the claws and the knuckles, and it's surprising that this is the amount of meat that you get from 10 lobsters compared to all the shells. So there you go. This is what we're using for our lobster roll sliders.
Here we are. We got some fresh Cape Cod Bay lobsters. Ooh, right out of the trap, right to the table. Here we go. Mixed up a little twist here. It's not going to be a New England style lobster roll. It's going to be a little bit of I guess an Asian flair to it at this point, with sweet chili, sriracha, lime juice. Give it a little kick. The lobster's been poached. Take the cartilage out. Nice and clean. Gonna do a little rough chop here, and then mix it up. Got that, bite-sized pieces. Nothing too big here. I'm just making sliders, so this is just small. That can sit. Sometimes you can take it and let it sit in the refrigerator, but the meat, just kind of absorb some of that flavor. But at this point too, we just coat it a little bit, get the nice sweet flavor from that fresh lobster from the bay. So we're gonna build a couple sliders. Nice toasted bun. We did that. Skillet here. Little unsalted whole butter.
They smell amazing.
Right? They already smell sweet, nice on their own. Little greens here for a little crunch. Little lobster salad here. Oh, that's good. But you know, those are too bulky. I can't do this. I'll get Jeff something small in the cabinet.
True.
Something small in the
Let me
cabinet.
take these out of your way.
Yeah, if you could just get those out of my way.
Yeah,
And just, where did we get these? What are these? Is this a little
Can I interject
creme?
here? Did I
Oat
hear
creme?
you say, what are those? What are those earlier?
tweezers? Oh, these are beautiful. Oh, this is gonna work because they're little small sandwiches. I get small.
True.
I'm gonna try them anyway. We'll see what happens. I might be asking for those tongs back in a minute. Oh no, we're right in there.
That looks
No,
perfect.
we're right in there. Oh, perfect. Got the tweezers here.
Doesn't
Little-
get better than
Little
that.
micro sandwiches,
No.
micro tweezers. This is dynamite. This came all the way up from what, Florida? Is that where these tweezers came from?
in Florida.
Can only get them in
Make
Florida.
them in Massachusetts.
Now, at one point when we were doing some prep for some other dishes today, we did have scallions chopped up, right? And I'm wondering, do we have the scallions anywhere?
Yeah,
Oh,
we do.
perfect. Look at
Got
that.
flown in from
Oh,
Florida.
flown in from Florida too.
Just for
Nice,
them.
nice. Look at that. So we take a scallion, right? A little crunch, a little
Wow.
flavor.
Beautiful, chef.
Perfect.
Perfect.
No, you have no idea how long I've been waiting to do this. Well, for Brooke to do this. This is going to be amazing. Crispy lettuce, scallions, that sweet chili mayo. Ready? Boom.
Well, what do you think over there?
I like it. Nice buttery roll, a little crunch on the outside. I'm more of a traditional New England lobster roll guy, but
You like
I like
twist?
them. I like the twist. I like it. I like the sweet chili sauce.
It's so good. It is so good. The crunch of the lettuce, the scallion, the sweet chili. New Englanders, don't be mad. It's just a little flair. That's it. Just a little sweet chili. Because normally you put mayo in a lobster roll, right?
Yeah,
Mix it with the lobster.
basically just mayo.
Just
A
mayo.
little bit of salt. That's it.
This is so good, and you get that little buttery crust on those rolls. It is lights out.
So good. Oh my goodness.
Perfect. Couldn't ask for a better chef.
We've been wanting to do lobster rolls on our channel for a very long time, but there's just something different about Maine lobster versus Florida lobster. This stuff is just so tender. It was cooked perfect. The Bang Bang sauce on there was amazing. You couldn't have asked for something better. It was absolutely delicious. Good food, good friends. That's what Victor and I always say. Huge thank you to Jeff for inviting us to go do this. We had an awesome time. Big thank you to Chef Chad over here.
Great time. Great time.
And as well as Renee working on the boat today, working hard. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.